What's up, guys? Welcome back to Days Off. It is part 2 of the GC8 Rallycross prep. We're kind of finishing up all the loose ends that we left dangling last week. Rear trailing arm ordeal. I'll give you an update on that. Got some stuff to button up in the engine bay. We're doing a little bit more suspension work, alignment and stuff. And our kind of major task and like most rewarding for the day is going to be going to get our new wheels to put our new rally tires on. I have genuinely never been so excited about a set of tires. I gotta show you guys these things. First thing, here we go, we're jumping right into it. Here's some new shit. Check these out. All right, so these are YOKOHAMA Advan AO53 with an A50 compound. These are full-on WRC rally tires. They've got really hardened shoulders and sidewalls to resist deep beating and getting punctures. The grooves on them are super aggressive. The tread block on the inside here is meant to help with cornering, as well as the middle one is set up and designed to help the tire with stability. And they're 1/80 index width, so they're thinner to cut through the gravel. A lot of motorsports guys run super wide tires. Rally is different. You want skinnier tire, tough tire that can cut through and still give you traction. I want to thank Yokohama Canada for helping me out, getting me these tires. I also want to thank Yokohama for partnering with me for another year. They're helping me out with this. They're going to be supporting me on social media as I'll be supporting them. We're going to be working together all year. I'm super excited. We have stuff for the Mustang. We have more stuff for this. Maybe some Porsche things. It's going to be a fun year. So guys, thank you again. Thank you for helping me get those tires. Honestly, it's been a dream of mine for a long time to have a set like that. And you guys made it super easy. So thank you. Again, thank you. So we are going to pick up, I have a set of Method Rally wheels in a 15-inch. Sitting at the border right now, I have to go get them. Hopefully the lineup's not too bad today. If I have to, I'll go buy a cart and walk across. It might be easier. But really, big goal for first day here on Days Off is I want to get these mounted on the new wheels, get them bolted on the car, and get the brakes bled. Kind of roll it outside, see where we're at with alignment and everything. And then we'll go from there. We're gonna hop in the Mustang. We're gonna head down to Sumas border crossing in Abbotsford, British Columbia. Let's go. Oh, the Mustang is cold and unhappy this morning. While you're in here, take a minute to subscribe, hit the like button, just leave a stupid comment. Tell me I'm an idiot, whatever, I don't care. Let's go get some wheels. All right, well, we got the wheels. And I'm in the USA, and it only took me 2 minutes to get here. Pretty excited. Package Express was kind enough to lend me a box cutter because they both came like that, and I couldn't even get them in the trunk or in the door. So I cut one in half, and I'll just ride with this guy's shotgun, but I'm so excited to show you guys the wheels. Man, oh, it's so sweet. First of all, I'm super excited that this took me no time. I'm gonna be back home by I'll be back home by 11 o'clock. And then we're gonna get this stuff down to the wheel shop and get it swapped on, hopefully today. And we're gonna have rally wheels and tires on the GC8. Like, I can't believe this. Let's get the hell out of here, get across the border, and go have some fun. Only $183 Canadian for duty, which is a steal of a deal. We're gonna be full rally spec. Full rally spec, boys! Sunny day Mustang poles are the absolute best. Sweet, free sticker.
excited.
Oh my God. Dude. These are sick. Oh. Nice and light. Yeah. Nice. Everything looks good. Here's the shock. There's the caliper. I think we're good. It clears. Everything's good. Just barely got enough room in there. Let's see how it looks behind. Wow. Just enough room under the rim there. They really make them use every little bit of space. All right, well, the wheels fit. Now we gotta get the tires on and get them on the car, get it on the ground. Okay, I'm all loaded up. The Mustang is absolutely crammed. Heading down to the tire shop. And now riding shotgun is an AO53. We are just a little packed in here. If you look back there. Anyway, I can't stop smiling. I am so excited. It's been a good amount of work to get to this point. Everything after this is like nothing but casual. I'm gonna have a beer when I get home and just bleed the brakes, fix up all the random shit on the car. I have some metal to go pick up for spacers we're gonna make for those trailing arms that we had a problem with. Like, it's gonna be a damn good weekend. I'm very happy right now. All right, we're in the wife's SUV, heading down the tire shop. I'm gonna pick up the set. And like movie magic, I'll snap my fingers and we'll be back in the shop. We have our complete set of Method Rally wheels and AO53s in the garage. And they are massive. This is a 180 width, like that's huge. I'm gonna get the stock tire, we'll compare them. Okay, the rear, because it's not as hashed as the front. Okay, so these are very similar style wheels. Obviously the tires are night and day different. So here's what we're dealing with. So this is a 16-inch Motegi MR139. It's my street setup. It's got a Yokohama Avid on it, 205, 55, 16, and this is the AO53, Advan AO53, 180, 65, R15. These in a 15-inch, that's why I had to get these wheels and not run these. They make the MR139, like I said, in a 15, but there's 600 of them sitting on a boat in the Atlantic, and I can't get to them before the event. I really, really wanted to run these. So again, I cannot say thank you enough to Yokohama Canada for helping me out with these tires. Definitely a big part of this whole setup, and the car is going to perform a lot better off-road, in the gravel, in the mud, whatever, with these. So big differences between these, obviously, in a street tire is these are not DOT rated. They're for motorsport use only, technically illegal to use on a car insured on the street. Obviously these are daily drivable street car tires. As far as like the composition of the tire itself, the compound on these is a lot stronger. As you can see here, they got these ribs on the shoulder, stops the sidewall from flexing as much. The sidewall itself is rock hard compared to a street tire. That stops it from pulling the bead, debeading the tire on like hard bumps and stuff. You've also got, of course, the aggressive tread. You know, gravel and stuff like that can dig in through here, and that's how you maintain grip in the dirt and loose surface, whereas these, like, you're basically going to be floating over top. Quite a lot of differences between motorsport, rally tires, obviously, and street tires. Even motorsports geared like slicks and stuff, you know. They're a lot softer than these. They're not gonna last as long off-road or anything like that. The street version of this would be like an AO52, which is basically close to a slick, a little bit of grooves and stuff in it. Anyway, again, thank you, Yokohama Canada. Very proud to have your sticker on my car, and I'm gonna throw these on right now. We're not gonna drop the car down because I still have to do the rear trailing arm stuff, but we're gonna throw these on the car, just take a look at it and kind of soak it all in. And then I'm gonna do a couple things like clean up the shop because it's a disaster, and then we're gonna get on to fixing up the rear trailing arms.
Bright flashing by the street lights, keep waiting till you've arrived. Let it unfold, let it unfold. Give me a reason.
Okay, this is rad. Yeah, it looks sick. I'm gonna get the jack under the wheel. I'm gonna cycle up the shock and see how it sits like in the wheel well. These are gonna be so good. That is perfection. Aside from the negative caster we got going on, it's a little close there, but this is gonna be sweet. This car just went up like 10 notches of fucking awesome. Nothing's ever been this good and worked out this well. I'm gonna do some cleanup, then we're gonna get ready to tackle the rear trailing arms, and then I got a whole list of shit that we gotta get done before the end of the weekend here. Otherwise, we're gonna be up shit creek without a paddle. Okay, so the next hors d'oeuvre of business is we're gonna get started on those rear trailing arms. I'm gonna show you the problem I'm having. So this side, the trailing arm has been released. So the wheel is sitting where it should be, nice and center, vertically in the wheel well. As you can see, it's got plenty of clearance. Front spat here, lots there, so when it goes up, it's gonna be, sucking in a little bit. Honestly, it could actually move forward a little bit, but it's pretty well centered. It's never gonna get that amount of full droop, but that just tells you like how, like since it's over the, what is that? Center line of the wheel, the radius or whatever, that it's only gonna get closer when it comes up. So it actually has to move back a bit. And you can see on this side, because the trailing arm is still attached, that this wheel is gonna contact as soon as we get suspension travel. So what we have to do is unbolt this trailing arm. And what I'm thinking, so I'm finding out now that Forester trailing arms are the same size as Impreza, or mostly are, I don't know. If there is a longer one that you can buy, but I think it's actually the mount up in there. You can see it's in there. I think that mount on a Forester actually has a longer, how do I say it? Like the ear is offset back, which gives it that extra length. So what I'm thinking, the way I think I want to remedy this is on the trailing arm itself, what we could do is we can make a jig so that we keep these two eyelets centered on each other, or like even we can take a little cross piece, tack weld it there. And then what I think I can do is either cut right here, right at the, right around the eyelet, right at the end of it, and then add a piece, right? We'll weld it on the outside so that it stays on the same plane. Or what we could even do is we can section this part and add another inch. And the other thing I was thinking is maybe it would even be worthwhile to try the spacer idea. Like I have 1.5 inch pieces of tubing that I got cut that we can make a 1.5 inch spacer that would drop this down, push it out. And the other thing too is we could try to
Well, it'd be kind of a bitch to cut these and move them forward. Like you'd have to cut across there and then irk that mount like an inch that way. But like we have a spare set of control, or we have a spare set of rear trailing arms now, so what we could do is just try and, like I said, section these ones with the flat stock or something. Or we could even take a piece of, like we could cut a new one and take that same material and add a chunk from the new one to the old one, or vice versa, whatever, and then use that as the section piece instead of having to use like an angle iron or something like that. Like this is just steel. Like this is just all stamped steel control arm stuff, right? It's very cheaply made. That's how they keep these cars, you know, at a good value point. And that's how they did it back in the 90s. They still do it now. All Subaru stuff is all stamped sheet metal, like very cheaply made. They're economy cars. They're economy cars that are, you know, performance oriented. If this was, you know, like a major build or something like that, we'd be making these out of chromoly tubes, which we very well might do one day if I, you know, get serious enough with this car. Like who knows where to go. For now, we're just doing it kind of rinky dink on a budget, just getting it out for the weekend sort of thing. Like this isn't too serious. You know, I don't want to go too crazy with this. The wheels and tires are about as far as I want to go, like professionally at this point. Like I just wanted something that I can thrash on the dirt and not have to worry about. So that's why we're running these wheels and tires. Anyway, getting ahead of myself here. So it's gonna be kind of tricky, but I think we can make it happen without too much drama. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna start getting the wheels off. I'm gonna stack them off in the corner there next to the street tires. It's just so they're out of the way and we have freedom to move back here. And yeah, we're gonna start messing with these. We're gonna cut them up and just see where we end up, okay? Let's get some tools out. Somewhere under here I've screwed up and tensioned the e-brake to the point that it's tripping the sensor, so I have to figure out what part of that I have to remedy. Suck. See if I can get it. Oh my god. Right. See if I can get at it with a big wrecker here. I don't think I will. Maybe the other side. I just rammed it. Okay, I'm gonna try and use the breaker bar on the other side. Maybe I can get the breaker bar on the back side and just make the entire bolt spin. See what this does. Now, this is quickly becoming a disaster. It softens the metal when it's rusty. So you're more likely to slip a wrench, bash your knuckles, fuck up your nut, your bolt, whatever you're trying to get off, and ruin your day. I'm gonna get a bigger wrench for leverage. Well, I think I got it. Either that or I just rounded the fuck out of this nut. Yep, I rounded it. I've rounded that thing completely off now. Oh, holy hell. Moved a little bit. I'm scared I'm gonna break this wrench. Oh, it's coming. She's fighting good. Look at that. Hopefully it's in focus, but that is garbage. Not using that anymore. There we go. Ah, bolt number 2. And trailing arm, perfect, okay. Now we're gonna space it out an inch. I'm gonna swap batteries in the GoPro because this one's about to die. And we're gonna get in some fabrication. Is this the best way to do this? Probably not. Could probably just buy all the Forester stuff and blah, 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 avoid the big hoopla. People bitching at me online about you're gonna kill yourself, this is gonna break. Let's do some slicing. still hot, so I'm not gonna touch them too much. I'm gonna make a little 1-inch section to poke this out and that out. So 2 little 1-inch cuts. Okay, so this is where a welding magnet can come in nice and handy for you. Is, you know, you want something to hold everything and make sure you can get it all on the same plane, right? Take a magnet, right? So now we've sort of got that relatively, you can see it's just got that little down slope right there to keep it square to this one. And then we take this, right, like that, and we just gonna, there. So that's what we're doing. And then what we'll do is what I'm seeing now too, is I could even gusset from here all the way down, right? So doing it this way, make sure that we keep everything on the same plane this way. And then I'll take the square with a tape and we'll kind of line it up left and right so that both line up and the bolt hole is not all, you know, fucked up. Okay, prime example of when to take your cutting wheel out of service. Doesn't look too damaged, but then you look on the back here, that will explode, so get rid of it. Take your safety to chance with these things because they will explode and they will destroy your eyes, fingers, whatever's in the way. That's why you just buy them in bulk. Then you just swap them out whenever you have a problem. No big deal. Make sure it's nice and tight too. Okay, I'm getting down to battery switch time. So this is welded both sides. I actually stuck it in the vise and gave it a little tweak this way just so that it squares up the same as like that one would, because the angle wasn't quite right coming off of this. But it's good now. So now I have this is perfectly square, so I can get my same measurement as that one for the bushing. And I think what I honestly am gonna do is just make a gusset down to here. Might be just way easier, just cut a little piece, zap it in there on either side. So I'm gonna time lapse this next part. I'm just gonna do the section on the other side, get it kind of prepped and tacked, and then get it ready to weld all the way out and put the gussets on. It's turned out pretty good. I think this will work. Okay, ties one rear trailing arm extended. I'm pretty happy with that. Ooh, it's still pretty hot. Ooh, it's really hot. It's a lot of heat. So basically we bumped this out an inch and then we welded around it, and then we welded the inside end seams on this gusset, triangulated it. So this is nice and strong. Weld inside of those seams and it'll make it super strong, but this isn't going anywhere. So I'm gonna clean it up, get some black paint on it. Probably just clean up this whole control arm, to be honest. And call it good. I'm going to pull the other one out and get started on that in a little while, or tomorrow morning. But basically I'm just gonna clean up a little bit, kind of call it a night. It's time for dinner. It's been a long day of doing this and running around, so we get right back at it tomorrow and finish this up. Welcome back, guys. Sunday morning here. Last night we ended off with finishing this rear trailing arm. Actually turned out, I think it turned out pretty decently. So basically to start out, I'm going to get through doing the other one. So yeah, as far as like welding and stuff yesterday, I had a lot of fun actually messing with this. Kind of making it work with just like whatever's kind of laying around. I'm gonna throw this on like time lapse and we're gonna run through getting everything cut and prepped for lengthening this one, and then come back when we're installing and stuff like that. And then we'll go ahead and bleed the brakes, do all the other stuff that I said I was gonna do that I didn't do because I got caught up doing that. But I'm just actually like, I'm super happy to just be like getting through all this stuff and getting the car ready. It's a lot of fun. It's nice to have a goal and like check these things off the list one by one. And like I said yesterday, those wheels and tires, that was a huge win for me. So I'm a happy guy. Well, we're gonna continue. Let's get to cutting, scratching, and welding. Let that cool off for a little bit and go grab a coffee and we'll come back. Okay, so I tacked the filler piece on. I think you've had enough of grinding and welding and stuff for a little while probably by now, so I'm just gonna cut to when this is ready to go back on the car. The same rinse and repeat process as last night with this one, just a little faster because I kind of know what steps to take now. So anyway, throw you on time lapse. I'll see you in a couple hours. All right, so we got the rear trailing arm with a coat of paint drying on it, or primer, I guess, first coat of primer. So I'm gonna throw the one that's already done on this side, get it all buttoned up, and we'll start bleeding brakes. Okay, so one issue besides the wasp lying around in the garage. So I went to pass the brake line back through the eyelet here on the strut. And I guess the Forester one is a lot smaller than the Impreza because the fitting wouldn't pass through there. So I'm gonna take the carbide bit and just kind of clearance that bottom half there. See if we can get that to pass through, and then I'll go over and do it the other side. I'm just reattaching them through there and getting them ready to bleed the brakes. And then by then, the control arm hanging up over there should be ready to bolt back in the car. And then we're almost done. One step at a time. Got tired of getting poisoned by brake clean and brake fluid, so I leveled up and put on some gloves. Okay, time to bleed the brakes and then try and fix the e-brake problem, I guess. It's getting down to the point where we're going through what do we need, what do we want. Time is a fickle finger to fuck with. All right, guys. The car is back on the ground, for the moment anyway. I haven't seen it on the ground actually with the wheels yet. Pretty rad. I made a bit of a boo-boo. I put the trailing arm back way too far, and now the wheel is actually pushed back in the wheel farther than I really wanted it. It's actually contacting the flap that I just installed, but I'm gonna have to uninstall, and we're probably gonna have to lose the spat if we want to run it like this. So I probably should have gone a 1/2 inch on the spacing for that. Split the difference on it. What can I say? Lesson learned. I should have dropped it all the way instead of just cycling the suspension on the jacks. But you know, it looked all right. I honestly thought it was gonna be okay, but oh well. Time well spent. How to drive it in this stance. Just a quick shakedown. Okay, so we got some rubbing on half lock, and then it passes the spat and the mud flap. So I think the front spats are coming off too, unfortunately. But let's drive it. Let's see what happens. Oh, the brakes work. That's good. So, car's making all sorts of fun noises. Rubbing. Immediately destroyed this mud flap. You can't really see, but it's bent, like the bracket caught and bent in underneath here, right in there. So I just pulled it back. But yeah, it's a little tight in there. So we're definitely gonna lose the spat. And other than that, I think it'll clear everything else. Shouldn't have too much of a problem. Anyway, so yeah, still got some fiddling to do. I noticed some smoke coming out from underneath the car when I was laying under it in the dirt. Not good. I gotta get some better light on my face. There we go. Anyway, guys, it's been a long weekend of wrenching, and we've still got a lot of work to do. I don't know. I'm starting to doubt if this is gonna work or not, but definitely gonna try. And you know, regardless, look how sick that looks. I'm happy either way. So we got some shit to figure out, but we'll get it back on the road next weekend in time for the rally. Time for Rallycross, so. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Really glad you joined me on this one. Next weekend's gonna be a riot. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, share this, whatever you want to do. Hope to see some of you up at the Rallycross event. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll see you on the road. Have a good one. Hey guys. So I'm breaking the rules. It's not actually days off. It's Monday night. Still working on the car. I figured out how to get some caster on the back in the front of the car. I did some research last night after I shut everything down, and I found out that the lower control arm rear mounts can actually be shifted forward. If you see there, I've already done this one. So I loosened the mount bolts and then gave this a dead blow, a couple wraps forward, and the whole thing shifted forward, which is good. And then these pins here go through this bushing and then bolt to the control arm right there, and they're offset. See that there? So this is usually the side that's on this side. Had to change batteries there. So yeah, so basically undo the mount bolts, shift the bracket forward, and then I flip the pin here. And what that does is it kind of pushes the whole thing this way, inadvertently, pushing the caster, I guess that would be positive, negative, yeah, reverse negative. So pushing the caster positive more. All right guys, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Enjoy me laying under the car struggling with this control arm. I'll see you on the road. This is absolutely the last clip in this video. I know I said the other night was gonna be it, but I'm working on the car all week. As you can tell by my slow, and I'm not drunk or anything, I'm just super exhausted. It's getting close to like midnight or 1 o'clock right now. I got back from a late night alignment at Formula Automotive in Coquitlam. They got everything towed zero all the way around, and my camber adjustments and everything were actually pretty good. I spent some time doing caster on the front, and it was actually dead nuts, positive 3 degrees on both sides. So I was very happy with that. The rear is, we won't talk about that like I said, but it's towed zero. The car track's nice and straight. It's got like not vague steering anymore, which is nice. And yeah, I've just been kind of fiddling and knocking stuff off the list all week. We swapped all the fluids, bled the brakes again. It's got all race fluid in it from Motul, so it's got RBF 600. It's got Gear 300 in front and rear diff. New oil. Yeah, I'm tired. It's got the new street tires on it. I got a set of YOKOHAMA Advan all seasons just to run all year round. I don't have to worry about it. Plenty of grip for this car. For street driving and everything. And then later on down the line, once we decide to actually get on some pavement rally or some track time, get something a little bit more serious grip-wise. It's been a long haul. This video, as you know, is coming out later because it's Thursday night right now and I had not edited anything. Haven't even imported. I'm gonna be importing this tomorrow when the video should be coming out, and then we're leaving and I'm gonna film again. So it's kind of gonna be like back-to-back episodes of rally stuff. And then after we're done with all this rallycross stuff and having our fun and seeing what the car does, it's back to that guy. That guy. After I'm done rallycross, I have less than 49 days to get that 5.2 in the Mustang with the Tremec, clutch, drive shaft, radiator, fuel pump, wiring, tune, everything. And then we gotta hit the road to power trimmer. So it's gonna be crazy. I'm looking forward to it. All right guys, tomorrow we hit the road for Whistler and Pemberton. Saturday, we're finally racing. Cannot be more excited. I'm gonna go try and sleep. I'm exhausted, but I'm not gonna be sleeping. From the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you for watching. This has already been an epic adventure, and it's only gonna get better. I'll see you on the road.